Hello, 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 and welcome back to Themeathon. We have Alexmeister here, who's going to show us Resident Evil Village, and this is the final run of the marathon, so let's hype it up and introduce yourself, and let's go.
Hi everybody, it's us again. This time I will speedrun Resident Evil 8, accompanied by Audio Ignis. And, right, so this is Resident Evil Village. As you can see, the category is going to be no intro / siege, meaning that I will skip the siege section, which would take roughly 11 minutes. And I will start from this safe state right here. I will have limited inventory as well as limited ammo, and since this is a new game, speedrun, I will only use very certain guns, and the timer will start in just a few seconds. Okay. Oh, the timer starts right now. So, welcome to the village. I will immediately start off with a trick. I'm shooting this fence, and this will aggro some enemies. And since I'm too far away, they will de-aggro again, and then I will have to walk a certain line. I'm not getting punched, hit, or shot. There you go. Perfect. So, in this category, like I said before, yeah, Ramses was also greeting everybody in chat. And since this is new game and no intro siege, in the intro, Ethan Winters is getting introduced, who is also the protagonist of Resident Evil 7. And he got moved from the US to somewhere in Europe under Chris, or the BSAA, together with his wife and daughter, Mia and Rose. And everything was peaceful, everything was fine, up until Chris just showed up, shot Mia dead, and kidnapped Rose for yet no good reason. And punched Ethan. He got unconscious and also kidnapped. And eventually, after some time, he woke up in the middle of nowhere. The truck where he was at was flipped over. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where Mia or Rose are. So he is just investigating the area, or the local area. And he found a village who is flooded with lichens, the main enemies, or one of the main enemies of the game. And so we have survived this siege section where dozens of lichens just storm and flood the area and try to kill us. And Ethan is not the smartest person, I would say, but he has an incredible amount of luck. So, hold on a second. Right here, I will pause buffer and grab this item a little bit sooner. And I can move on. Okay, so Ethan has a clue, or thinks that he will find Rose if he enters Castle Dimitrescu, which is this one. And now we're on the way to it. On the intro, I have also picked up a crest from this building and some ammo. That will be insert right over here. In the crest, not the ammo. There we go. We'll line up some shots onto some crows right over here and here. And crows drop a lot of money on this difficulty. From 1.5 thousand to 3,000 lei, which is the currency in this game. And I'm heavily relying on good drops, or at least somewhat decent drops. If a crow despawns or reanimates itself for no good reason, I have to restart the checkpoint usually. And in this state, I would just restart the whole speedrun, but I won't do it. So I reached the castle and got captured by Heisenberg, the person on the right side behind Moreau. And right now they were discussing on what to do with Ethan. Everybody suggested just to kill him right away, but Heisenberg was saying that he should be put in a death run like this and run for his life, and then eventually just killed by a trap. Ethan is a little bit lucky that a real lichen is just missing him. Awesome. Sometimes the lichen on the left side with a bow can hit me mid-animation or mid-cutscene, making me incredibly slow. Right, Right, so Ethan can dodge every single thing, and usually this trap would have killed Ethan, but luckily we can just turn around slowly and go into this crevice right over here, and I will be safe. And also, fortunately enough, those spikes are just long enough to destroy his handcuffs and not damaging Ethan. So everybody thinks that Ethan is dead right now, so we have a little bit of time and momentum to search and search the environment and also look for some treasures, but we don't really need that, so we're just going straight to the castle. Right now I will, just a few moments, I will shoot more crows. Hope that they won't reanimate themselves. Awesome. Okay, so they didn't reanimate themselves, and I have enough money to upgrade my shotgun as well as get some ammo and a mine recipe. And speaking of mine recipes, so I know this is not a reference for other recipes, but I'm getting this and this, and about the damage in the game. So every single weapon is nerfed on this difficulty, besides explosives. So I will have to utilize certain explosives at some bosses to make the run basically possible. It is possible to play through Village of Shadows difficulty without the merchant, but it is incredibly more difficult and a lot slower. And as a fair warning, there's a pretty cruel cutscene coming up where Ethan's hands are going to be sliced open. So if you're not really into gore, I would highly recommend you to just look away for a few moments, and I will let you know whenever you can watch. So look away right now. And Ethan got captured again. And everybody was discussing on what to do with him. They are encouraging to torture him by hanging him up on scythes. And then it was Cassandra's, one of the Dimitrescu daughters, idea to just him there, bleed him out, etc., etc. And everybody left. And luckily, Ethan freed himself and also had some a healing potion placed next to him so that he can self again. Giving me a little bit more momentum and time to scavenge through castle. Lore-wise, I would have searched for Rose. I won't find it. Or yes, and also you can look again. Thank you. Interacting with this item to get the eye out of the ring. Lore-wise, I'm just searching for the whole castle, and I didn't find Rose, so I'm just continue moving on. Also shooting this urn. Check what's inside. It's money this time, so I don't really need it right now, but I might need it later on if I have bad money drops. Since there is no shotgun ammo, I won't pick it up.
Slice your jugular and just watch. Take alive, dead, which would you prefer?
So, Bella, who is going to be the first mini-boss of the game, has found me and is trying to attack me and capture me again, but Ethan comes down into the basement to escape her, which will be a not so rare occasion that he will be thrown or jumping or whatever down to the basement to save himself. This crystal, sell it to the Duke later. The Duke, who was also introduced in an earlier cutscene, who is also the merchant of the game, and he is the only friendly left NPC in this game. So, I'm in this dungeon area where I'm trying to flee right now, and I will meet at the end of the dungeon Cassandra, I mean Bella Dimitrescu, who is going to be the first mini-boss. And while I will fight her, I think it would be better for Ignis to explain what I will actually do. Just a moment.
Got it.
Right now I'm just dodging all of the attacks, trying to trigger some other attacks, and hit once, but this is okay. Sandra is to blame for everything. Right now, I will craft one more mine and also let this cutscene run out to make Bella's AI as consistent as possible. If I skip this cutscene, she can also jump attack me, which is not dodgeable. And if I let this run out, she can either move to the left or right, and then I can just fight her pretty easily. Right, and now I will focus a little bit more on the boss fight.
Yep, and so right now after the cutscene clears out, he's going to be shooting her once, and it's to bait an attack. He's turning around and walking back a bit, and then shooting her 5 times, about until she's down to a certain amount of HP. He's then placing down 2 mines to damage her, makes them explode, throws a pipe bomb to damage her as well as crowd control some of the ghouls, and finishes her off with just a few pistol shots.
Awesome, and this went really well actually. Matter of fact, I think this is almost a gold split. Yeah, almost. Also got the swine bottle, which will be used in just a few moments. I am pause buffering again to grab this item faster. And also thank you for the explanation. Right, so I took some items, upgraded my pistol, and then I can move on. Right here I will insert the swine bottle right here, and then this will open a secret passage to a different key that I can go back to the kitchen and open a different area of the game, or of the castle. Right here I will just stand still for a moment, run forwards, delaying the spawn of Daniela. She actually hit me. Okay. Some items to pick them up, and also for marathon consistency I will also pick up this herb. Now I'm moving on for the rest of the castle. Okay. And then I will also reach the second puzzle of the game, where I have to reorder those ones right over here, those statues, in a certain manner. Contrary to the original Resident Evil 2 and 3, where the solutions for the puzzles are random. I can... Okay, the one statue just didn't move. Okay. This. I also picked up some ammo. Now I can just wait here until everything is drained. Drop down in just a moment and move on. And as I can see, sometimes I pause buffer the game as well before I'm doing something. The reason is that I'm waiting for a checkpoint to load in, and I restart this checkpoint so that I have so that I'm skipping either an animation or teleporting myself forwards and stuff like this. In LRT it is very helpful because I'm saving over the whole speedrun, actually I think a minute or something because of that. And right here I swap my FPS from 120 to 30 to make my hitbox and also the hitbox of enemies smaller, so that I can squeeze by them a little bit easier. So I escaped the basement, and I skipped a cutscene where Lady Dimitrescu is talking to the main antagonist or villain of the game, the Miranda, and she has been planning Rose's capture actually, and is also preparing some stuff for a ceremony to kill rolls to help her reanimate her dead daughter. But Ethan doesn't want this to happen, for obvious reasons. Right here I am restarting the checkpoint again and skip the animation for the door to open. This time Ethan isn't that lucky because his hand is being sliced up, or getting ripped off. I pick my hand back up again, and will my items up, dodge all of the attacks, or this is actually scary. Swapping my FPS to 30 just in case. And try to squeeze by those two, but it doesn't work. Okay, I have to restart the checkpoint right over here. Just because Lady Dimitrescu decided to have a different strategy to attack me. And, okay. I'm restarting it and try it again. I pick my hand up again. Pull the lever. Grab this item and also run past her. Or not, I have to restart again, unfortunately.
Oof.
This usually doesn't happen, but for some reason, Lady Dimitrescu just decided to adjust her strategy to my strategies to dodge her, and this is not going really well, actually. But
Marathon
anyways, marathon luck, right. So, this time it dodged her attacks, and she's standing right there. Okay, this is really not good. I'm 1 HP again. I hope that I can reach the elevator in just a moment without getting hit.
You got this.
Yeah, she is very close behind me. She is extremely close behind me. Contrary to Resident Evil 5, I don't have to care about DA in this game just because I'm playing on the max difficulty. I escaped somehow, to be honest with you, but everything is okay, and I will just say to myself, or tell myself, that it was for DA reasons, to make some boss fights a little bit easier. Of course. So, I got my hand back, and attached my hand to my arm again, with this wonderful healing potion. And it also mends the fabric together, which is a very nice side effect of this potion. So Ethan and me were pretty lucky in this section, so we can move on with the speedrun again. Please don't hit me. Okay, awesome. If I get grabbed there, they can double or triple punch me even and kill me instantly. But this time everything worked out pretty well. Moving to the next area, I will have to play the piano. And the most difficult puzzle in this game, of course. Yes. I believe this is the Nightingale, but I'm not sure. But I was playing the piano to open this thing to get this key. And then I will move on to the next mini-boss fight, who is going to be not Bella, not Cassandra, Daniela. Dodging her attack right over here, and while I will fight Daniela and hope that I will not get punched, I will let just Ignis explain everything.
Yeah, so here he's entering into the library of the castle and opening the skylight. Because the skylight's basically letting in the cold, and her being exposed to the cold will severely weaken her, and cause her to be unable to transform into the swarm, and so she instead resorts to using her sickle weapon to kill Ethan. So here, Alex is basically just keeping the skylight open to be able to continue to damage her as quickly and as often as possible, while also trying to bait and dodge specific attacks. So he's just using shotgun oof as best as he can. You got this.
Yeah, I got it. First try. Nice. This was a little bit scuffed just because she decided to sprint in a very different direction. but luckily she just went back, so everything is fine. So this was also Daniela. That shot. Wait for the last bell to arrive, and then I can just open or shoot open a secret passage again. Since I'm pretty good on money, I won't pick up the one money drop right over there, and I can continue. So this time Cassandra is being told to take care of Ethan once and for all, but Cassandra is... so Cassandra will be coming up as the next mini-boss, right? And I will also focus on her because I... this.
And so here, he started by throwing a pipe bomb at Cassandra, also to the right to the window to open it to expose her to the coal to weaken her. And he's trying to get her around at first to about 400 damage initially. She's also a lot more aggressive than the other sisters. She's harder to fight. But he's basically trying to just stagger her with the shotgun and dodge attacks from her to get certain attack animations, and she's easier to hit in those animations. And just slowly get her down. Then he's just standing here at this position so she doesn't roam around when she's dying.
Okay, so I just killed her, and I was standing in this corner to using the set for her to fall into this corner as well, so that I can shoot her and set the checkpoint to pick up her treasure a little bit faster. For consistency's sake, I will also pick up this ring, sell it to the Duke later on. Okay, so I just dodged the Lady Dimitrescu there, and we'll go to the secret passage, which I have unlocked previously. Ring the bells. Picked up an item for healing purposes later on. And in a few moments I will pick up the best gun in the game, or at least for new game runs, the best gun in the game. Which is going to be the sniper rifle, which I will also upgrade to the max, besides reloading speed, because I can cancel the reload animation a lot faster. And oh, this is... oh? I cannot rotate it? Okay, hold on a second, like this, there you go. Usually you can also rotate the weapons, but this time the sniper rifle just said no. But anyway, so I picked up the sniper rifle, and we'll use it for the next boss fight, who is going to be Lady Dimitrescu herself. And she's a little bit unhappy that I killed her daughters. And over the whole castle I was picking up some statue hats, which I will use to open a door for basically, or the idea is to cancel the ceremony to kill Rose, and for that I need those statue hats, and I picked 3 of them up. I need the 4th one, which will be right in front. I just hope that the crows are nice to me. Swapping my FPS to 30 to just squeeze by them a little bit easier. Swapping back. On. My sniper rifle doesn't shortcut. Okay. Sure. Taking this treasure over there with the sniper rifle, because ammo doesn't really matter this much right now, because I will upgrade the mag, or extend the magazine, and then I will get a full set of sniper rounds. I will change my FPS right over here to 30 to squeeze by Lady Dimitrescu a little bit easier. It is definitely possible to do it on 120 FPS, but it is a lot easier on 30. delaying her spawn a little bit. I will insert as they are those statue heads to open this door where I got captured the first time. And right now I will just sell a bunch of stuff to Duke and also upgrade my weapons. And I have a very good amount of money, so I will also get a healing potion. I will also craft some sniper rounds, which will be very helpful for the upcoming boss fight. Right, so I'm entering this chapel, and there is the ceremonial dagger, which I will interact with, and the basic idea is to get rid of it so that the ceremony is delayed or even cancelled. But Ethan is a little bit luckier, and he gets stopped by Lady Dimitrescu. He will use this dagger to stab her, transform her into this giant... Sure, okay, I have to restart this actually. Which will transform her into this giant vampire dragon monster mutant. And yeah, this boss fight is pretty precise, so I will trigger certain animations from her, dodge her attacks while also trying to maximize the damage output onto her.
Trying to do in this first phase is shoot her down to about like 7,000 HP with the pistol to try not to waste any ammo since it's somewhat sparse on this difficulty. And after she lands, it's imperative to trigger specific animations so that she stays on the castle tower without jumping down as well. And if everything goes well, then he can basically one-cycle her, meaning that she will jump off the ledge once and her HP will be brought to 1 HP while she's mid-air.
So my sniper rifle just didn't crit at all, okay. So I lost quite a bit of damage onto her. This is not really good. Okay, this is the second stage where I have to shoot her 2 more times this time.
And at the start of that phase, he was just standing on the side to try to bait an attack from her while also shooting her from that side. But the second phase is basically still mainly just unloading as much damage onto her as possible.
Nice. Awesome, okay, so this was a little bit scuffed, but I got her down to 1 HP. And I'm shooting her once to skip some dialogues. And in the second stage, or in this third stage right now, I will get put into this tower where I have to dodge her, and she will just try to kill me this time. Right, so... I know I'm just in this tower.
Goated aim, though.
Pardon me?
I said you've got goated aim, though.
Hey, thank you. But now I'm just shooting her up until she has roughly 3,000 HP, and then I can continue fighting her just because there's an HP check by the game, which will put her always to 3,000 HP back. Since I needed a little bit of extra ammo to get her down to 1 HP earlier, I used some pistol ammo to kill her. And that was Lady Dimitrescu. I was standing on the left side of the tower to bait an attack. and then I just kept shooting at her from the right side.
Nice.
This was actually a bit spooky just because she was behaving a little bit differently than what I'm used to. But yeah, it's just a day. I picked up a weird looking jar with a weird substance in it, and also looking not so nice. And since Ethan apparently can't read, he will just go back to the Duke, or to Duke, and talk with him what it is and what it is about, because he couldn't find his daughter Rose anywhere in the castle. Right here, game introduces us to the progress system, so to speak. We'll get this key, and with this key I will be able to unlock certain doors which have same amount of wings as the key itself. So, for example, I had 2 wings, and then I can only unlock certain doors. And so over the course of the speedrun I will upgrade the key, so to speak, and continue progressing the game like that. I shot another crow to rob him from his money and continue running away. I kept a 1 shotgun shell for a purpose. In this village section there will be a Lycan who is going to block me or even attack me, and I will use this 1 shotgun shell to dagger him. Okay, I was shot 2 or 3 times and none of the arrows connected, which is very, very good. Sometimes you can be a little bit unlucky and then just get hit or even killed there. So, Duke explains everything to Ethan. So basically what we just found was a part of Rose. And Rose has been killed, so to speak, by Madame Miranda already. And the reason is she's just trying to utilize the reanimation or healing abilities of Rose by killing her and then resurrecting her. And our main goal right now is to find all of our daughter's parts to resurrect her again. Yeah, and Duke gave us a clue where the next part of the key is, or more wings are for the key. And there we go. So we're trying to find more things for the key. Duke gave us a clue, and now we're moving towards it. Oops. So this Lycan is a little bit sketchy, because he is not always very nice. There you go. Sometimes he can just dodge sniper rounds by just doing some sets of animation, but luckily this time it wasn't too weird. And some pause buffering to pick up the items a little faster, and I can move on. I have to be very careful here because I am very close to a critical amount of HP, and those guys not hit me, right?
Hopefully.
Right. Okay. Awesome. First try. Nice.
Nice.
I will heal myself just for 50 reasons and shoot this guy with a shotgun, stagger him, and I can continue running. Start like whenever I was beneath this tractor or truck, I heard multiple footsteps behind me approaching me, so I was thinking maybe they're actually, or they will actually attack me, which is possible, but very, very rare. Okay, I upgraded my key and now I can move on to unlock the next area of the game. So, I just got this. I go to Duke and he will basically explain to me what I just said, that I have unlocked a new area, and he says that I have to find all the parts of Rose by taking care of the main bosses of the game, or the boss lords as they're called. And the next area is going to be Donna Beneviento. Donna isn't a very typical Resident Evil boss where you just shoot her or shoot her weak spots to kill her, but rather it's going to be an escape the room kind of boss monster. What that means, it's best that I show it in just in it. So right here, I'm walking through this fog, making the area look like Silent Hill a little bit. But the fog is actually a gas where the people who enter this area start hallucinating their worst nightmares. In Ethan's case, it's Rose being a super mutant, like in Resident Evil 7, and the other nightmare is Mia leaving him or behaving really weird.
You have to fix her.
What the hell is this?
Everyone leaves me. Even Rose. I don't
I'm
want
just
to
trying
let
to reach Husband Aviento as fast as possible. And for that I'm just equipping my knife because it is similar to Counter-Strike, the fastest running method. Actually not. Oh,
Am I losing it?
there we go.
What's going on?
Ignis, have you actually read about Husband Aviento or Donna Beneviento a little bit?
I actually know quite a bit about her. She had not the greatest background. She actually had a pretty tragic background compared to a lot of the other bosses. And her parents ended up passing, and it sort of delayed her development. And she largely isolated herself from the others. She preferred to talk to people through the doll Angie that her father had made for her. And in her adulthood, she mostly focused on her hobby of doll making, which is all of the dolls that will be seen that she made, as her father had done before he had passed, because he was a doll maker as well. And then at some point, it didn't really specify when she was implanted with the Cadeau parasite by Mother Miranda. And that's whenever she gained the ability for the psychoactive chemical that would induce the hallucinations. And she would put up as well, like, the hallucination of Angie in place of herself in order to talk to people as well. And here you can see her using that hallucination with not one of my favorite enemies here.
And as a side
Coming
note,
up, I don't think they're there yet.
As a side note, by the way, I was doing one step outside because Donna says that it's not allowed to sprint in her house, so I did one small step outside and then carried the momentum of the sprint inside, saving me over 10 seconds. And what I meant with escape room house, or escape the room boss, I'll have to escape basement first and then also the upper floors. And because Angie stripped away all of my ammunition and weapons and whatnot, and now I'm just...
Wait, where's my gun?
Second, I'm just inserting this lock codes, and right now I'm just running from room to room, solving puzzles, and also get items to interact with, to unlock more rooms and other stuff. And I can get the basement eventually. I just interacted with the lag to get a wind-up key or winding key to interact with the first puzzle in the basement, which is going to be this music
Why
box.
is this here?
There you go. I was confused whether or not I was actually interacting with the part or not. But there we go. This was the first puzzle. This will give me a pair of tweezers, which I will utilize to get another part for a different puzzle. And to summarize this whole section, it's just running from A to B to C, back to A, back to C, then you go somewhere else, find more stuff, and eventually you're free. Similar to an escape room. There we go. We those tweezers right over here to get this film. By the way, this doll is also a replica of Mia, so to speak. to make Ethan even more mentally unstable. Right, so right now I'm just running towards the next area. This one. There you go. And right now we are just watching a movie. Everybody here in chat. The movie is apparently The Ring, and it tells basically Ethan where to find the next part to unlock more rooms and more puzzles. And it's The Ring just because of the well, and also apparently we have to talk to the Samara or put on the well, and we know exactly where the well is, but in order to reach it, we have to unlock another door or another area first. Right here I am wiggling my mouse a little bit so that I don't get stuck on air. As weird as it sounds, because I can lose here over a minute if I get stuck somewhere. So, I'm hugging this wall to be a little bit closer to this door, then I can open it a tiny little bit faster. Yes, now I can open the door to the basement, or to the second basement. In the background you can hear Mia having an anxiety attack where she is overthinking her whole life and why she is together with Ethan. And so this is the well. We just go down. And grab the key from Samara. And go back up.
Very quick.
Very, very quickly, of course. And like I mentioned before, one of Ethan's nightmares are giant mutated baby rows. And as you can hear in the background, there's a baby screaming. And I wonder what it could mean. Ethan will find out in just a second. I will trigger a certain animation from the upcoming enemy. Then I will just dodge it by running backwards. Since it wasn't enough for Ethan to deal with this ghost Mia who is going to leave him, he has to deal with this abomination. Will be shown in just a bit. So I found a key to open this breaker, but surprise, surprise, so we're not done yet with this area, so we have to go back on a relief of a child. And this will unlock a door, which will lead me to the kitchen. Funny honey. And then I will get the breaker for the elevator, and then I can leave this area. Right, so right now I'm in the kitchen, and now I will leave the kitchen to go to the bedroom, get the breaker, and then try to escape this. So I will also perform the so-called baby skip. There are many, many variations of it. I will do that is for me the easiest by swapping from 120 to 30 FPS, but it is definitely possible to also get it on 120 FPS. And I will do the following. I will stand right over here, swap my FPS to 30, look in this corner, wait until Rose's left arm is mid-air, and I can start sprinting. This, dodge the attack, squeeze by her, and continue running away from her. This was also this giant mutated baby Rose. Very cute, yes.
I don't think cute is the right word.
In the casual playthrough, you have to dodge her by hiding under beds and closets and whatnot. And this is pretty slow, so we're just trying to run past her. And speaking of cute, so I'm activating this elevator, and we can see a Rose in all of her beauty. Right over there. There we go. Now we have escaped the basement. And we are... Or Ethan is a little bit traumatized from this. Rightfully so. And he will talk to Donna right now and ask her kindly to give him the next part of Rose, to which she will say basically no. So we will have to fight Angie to get that part from her. So there are multiple spawns for Angie the puppet. The first spawn location is always upstairs in the bedroom, and I will just sprint to it and use the pair of scissors that I got earlier in the basement to argue with her a little bit. So this was the first spawn. Now she flies away. And I have to find her in this building. The next spawn location is in the dining area downstairs where I just came from. There are two spawns. So one is next to the door and the second one is behind a closet. And right now it's to the left, so I can interact with her a little bit faster. And the final spawn point is one of three, so either back to the left or right over here, which is not the case this time. And the third one would be somewhere else in the building. We got the second spawn, interact with Angie, and this time Angie basically says, yes, okay, you can have Rose. There we go. With this I also unlocked the next part for the key. I get the other part of Rose, take Angie with me. And right now I will just make a run to Duke. And also, I believe you have mentioned this, but it is unclear how she's controlling the toxin that is in the air. But by now it's gone, so I can just safely run away, not hallucinating anything.
That last part when you were attacking Angie, that was actually attacking Donna, who was using the doll as a hallucination, and so you actually ended up killing Donna there, which is why all of the...
Right, yes.
Yeah. Psychoactive chemical, that's the word. Is gone.
Thank you. And this very interesting elevator ride, I stabbed the wall a few times. And now I can just run away. Sometimes in this graveyard there is some loot, but this time there's not. I can just running away. Got some sniper ammo, which will be very, very important for next main boss, who is going to be Moreau, my personal favorite one. And this sentence didn't have any copium at all, of course.
Not at all, of course.
Not at all. Absolutely not. He's absolutely my best, and he is very loved by me. Yes.
Yeah.
So I got the next better shotgun, and I will sell the old pistol and also the old shotgun to Duke and upgrade the better ones. Okay, so today I got hit by those archers twice for no good reason, but this time I didn't. This is amazing.
Nice.
Some shotgun shells, which is also very, very good. Swap my FPS from 120 to 30 to squeeze by those guys, and then swap back. And I won't reload my shotgun or my sniper rifle just to get a full mag out of it by getting the magazine upgrade. So we have two parts of Rose, and now we have to get the third one. I'm selling my stuff to Duke. Also my old pistol, old shotgun, and upgrade my new shotgun ones. And again, sniper rifle. as well as some recipes, some ammo, grenades, bombs, and
Have a wonderful
direct with this door to unlock the next area. Right, so I shortcut this and this. Now I see that I don't have a lot of pistol ammo, so it would be very cool from this game to give me some pistol ammo. So this Wolfie is sometimes pretty nice, sometimes not really nice. Is it actually hunting me? No. Awesome. Okay, so I get this grenade launcher, which I will utilize quite often actually. I'm just looking that this Wolfie isn't next to me or aggroing me. This one as well. Nice. Thank you. I have a little bit of spare shotgun ammo, so I will utilize this to clear up this mass of something. Okay, so like I said before, the next main boss fight is going to be Muro, and first I have to reach this area by going down this elevator shaft and wait until the animation is over. Okay. Have any fun facts about Muro by any chance?
Few. So, Moreau, I mean, his past was actually pretty unknown. It's assumed because of some tattoos that you can sometimes see on his arms. He was like a sailor or a fisherman, though it's not really clear. And he was just a part of the Moreau family that was well known in the village beforehand. But once he became a member of the cult, Mother Miranda implanted him with the parasite as well, and it mutated his body to look like what he looks like. And that just kind of ruined all of his like self-esteem, and so he ended up flooding the area that you're going to be heading to just to kind of hide in and live apart from the others. He's just trying to live up to the others, basically.
His self-esteem lowered a little bit just because I yoinked part of Rose in front of his nose, basically. And he is a little bit unhappy about it as well, so he will send some lichens onto us. And also flood everything with his biomass, whatever that is. I got a boat key right now. I will use to rifle boat. Insert pun for 3-1 from Resident Evil 5 here, please. But this time I'll be driving it solo, and I don't have to pick up any slides, but I just have to move from point A to point B.
No fancy turns here.
And I think you mentioned it. So Merle is a creature that really likes this area because of its water, and whenever he's inside this water, he's basically invulnerable. So I cannot just shoot him from this boat.
What was that?
If I had a submarine, then this would be different, but I don't have one, so I have to take care of the water in a different way. I enter this little hut, and in this hut I will meet Chris, who's going to tell me to stay back and let them take care of everything, but as stubborn as Ethan is, as usual, he says no, and decides to take matters in his own hands. And right now I'm just pause buffering to check if in this top left corner there is a checkpoint, and then I restart it to skip some animations, and then I can teleport also myself a little bit further, walk a little bit less. So in order to get rid of the water, I have to open a dam, and this will basically drain the whole village beneath it. In order to open the dam, I have to interact with those mills, and basically, I have to activate them to have enough power to open the dam. And right here on those roofs, I have a very limited amount of time to run, because Bro can always snatch me from everywhere, basically. Even though I imagine that Ethan is not that tasty, considering that he is also not the healthiest person by now, but more on this later. So I'm moving this card to create a path. So I'm pause buffering here as well to interact with this lever a little bit sooner. And I will restart the checkpoint in just a second. Five seconds, as a matter of fact. So the bridge behind me got risen up. Interact with this crate, and then I can run over those bridges to pick up this ammo, and also ideally not be thrown into the water. Nice. I picked up that ammo for later. I don't have a magnum yet. I will get one after this section. And one main boss of the game will heavily rely on me having the right amount of shotgun, magnum ammo. Right here I just checked what is inside this crate. There is a grenade. I don't really need it. I can just skip it. As you can see in here, Ethan is just running away from Moreau, who is desperately trying to get him. Okay, I didn't have like that much pistol ammo, but I think this should be still enough. There's one more crate, and I hope to get sniper ammo out of it, or pistol ammo. Both would be fine. Pistol ammo, nice. I'll use one sniper round to open a passage here, because I have a certain amount of shotgun shells for the upcoming boss fight.
Got a few more pistol.
Nice. More money, which is also pretty nice to have. Interacted with the crank. Then I have to interact with this part of the mill, and then I can reattach this crank to power up the windmill properly. And then I can move on to the second one, power everything up from the dam, and then I will kindly talk to Moreau to hand me over the next part of the key, or upgrades to the key. And as I said before, Ethan has quite a lot of plot armor, which is also displayed in this small animation, where Ethan barely survives this attack from Moreau. Up the second windmill to run. No, I just go activate the dam. That's going to be it. Another quick checkpoint restart to teleport myself to run less. Double checking all the ammo, that everything is reloaded. Oops, there we go. Now I drain the water from this village, and just in a few moments we will see how Moreau really looks like. And this boss fight is going to be very precise. I have to do an exact amount of damage to trigger certain attack patterns and animations, in which I will damage him even more. So I have a good amount of pistol ammo. I don't really need the extended mag for the pistol, so I will just skip it. Right, and while fighting him, I will let Ignis talk.
So, and with this fight, this is a very RNG dependent fight. One of the definitely most RNG dependent ones. So after draining the water out. He's trying to... Sorry, reading through my notes.
All good. Take your time. All good.
So Moreau's health is at 2600, which in comparison to Lady D's is at 9000. So he's got a ton of damage that has to be done to him to maximize the damage output. He's basically swapping between the sniper rifle, the shotgun, and the grenade launcher. Adding some damage there with one of the bombs as well, picking up another, I believe that was a mine from the ground. And just trying to do as much damage as possible with the shotgun. On one occasion, I don't think it's happened yet.
1 second, please. There we go.
All good,
I
all
hope
good.
that he's not doing a weird animation. I
So
think
right
this
there
is
he's
okay.
throwing, you're good, the 3 pipe bombs, and it's thrown to make Moreau turn around and cancel him climbing up onto a building a bit too early. And he's trying to get certain attack patterns to trigger so that Moreau's weak spots will be revealed as often as possible to get that damage in. Nevertheless, every weapon is dealing a lot of damage to Moreau, which is why the 9 mines he's about to place next to an explosive barrel will ideally deal over 9000 damage to kill him. It's not really possible, I don't think, to do it without that, so hopefully he gets all the damage from the mines here.
I'm hoping so as well, because one input got eaten and I didn't get enough shotgun shells from a pickup. I'm a little bit short on damage, so I will just try to maximize the damage right now as good as possible. Okay. Okay, okay, got him. Nice.
Nice. Very nice.
The exit's up ahead.
This was a little bit scary. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this was Moreau, and I got the treasure from Moreau as well. And now I'm moving to the area where I also grabbed the one part of Rose, the jar. Now I'm upgrading my key again to the max. I'm skipping this animation where Ethan is yelling at the television from Heisenberg. And we'll move on and try to skip this area. Now I have everything reloaded, everything is fine. I have to craft a large amount of flashbangs for the factory that will be of Heisenberg's factory in like 10 to 15 minutes. The next main boss fight is going to be Urias, who has also the last piece of Rose. Okay, so I'm leaving this area, but I will visit an optional area, which is not optional on this category at least. I have to pick up a Magnum, and this Magnum will be very crucial for the strategy that is applied on Urias. I'm turning this crank. Open the doors. So another difficulty is it is enough if you just get enough money from everything to buy the Magnum, but I cannot afford it because I have very limited resources. We'll just take it like that. But more sniper ammo, which is very nice. Okay, I'm actually pretty set up for boss fight already, which is very nice. Pause buffer to grab the item a little bit faster. And reloaded it so that I don't have to think about it later. There is Wolfie behind me, and I hope that's nice to me. Okay, it's pretty fast, but it's not attacking me, which is very nice. Okay, so I left this area, and now I'm moving to Urias, and I will get a little bit of help from Heisenberg to find Urias' place by some very subtle and small hints. So, for example, this sign which says this way. That Ethan 100% knows where to go.
subtle.
Very, very
hints.
subtle. Good guy Heisenberg knows that Ethan is not the smartest or the sharpest tool in the chat. Anyway, so I'm moving to Urias, and Urias is also the leader of the Lycans, or the local Lycans. And I'm on my way to his stronghold. So this area is pretty straightforward. So a lot of Lycans will spawn in. I will just dodge some attacks. Ideally not getting hit, while also not getting hit. And then I can get the last piece of rose. Okay, I will focus just for a second, just because it is a little bit inconsistent.
Oh, good. And as far as Urias goes lore-wise, he doesn't have a whole lot of background. It's assumed at least that he was just a villager, like many of the others that were turned. But his reaction to the parasite, yeah, it was a lot more effective in him, where he just became a lot stronger and a lot bigger than a lot of the other ones.
I got even more sniper ammo, which is
Nice.
quite odd, to be honest. Usually I craft some ammo, but the game just sends them to me, which is very nice. Right now it is crucial to not spawn in additional Lycans by killing certain ones. I killed one, which is okay, but right now I just have to pay attention where the Lycans are in this area to either stagger them, kill them, or move by them. Awesome. Okay. Not awesome. Okay. I got hit while climbing, but it's fine. There we go. I have to shoot an additional crate open to maybe get some explosive rounds, because I didn't have any yet. This is the optional crate. Money, fine. Right now I will restart one checkpoint to delay some additional Lycans to spawn in. And we'll try to maneuver through this whole den without getting hit. So sometimes there's a double drop of Lycans right over here, but this time I'm a little bit lucky and get a single drop. So only one Lycan is dropping, and then I can just run past him with ease and dodge everything else. The amount of sniper ammo that I got is actually ridiculous. This is really, really good RNG, actually. Some more magnum ammo here, and then I will move on to the boss fight. I got some additional items. Right here I will shortcut the magnum for later. And also there's some trick for this part where you can hold A and W in a certain manner, or in a certain rhythm, so that I can squeeze through this gap a little bit faster. I have to also swap grenade launcher ammunition, and this boss fight is not that difficult, it's just very precise. I have to hit literally every single shot on the head, and otherwise I have to restart.
That's not good.
Shot him a few times, then I'm standing in this corner to make him always grab this pillar, making this boss fight a lot easier. I'm shooting his head until he has roughly 1700 HP. Then I can throw some pipe bombs to his feet and ideally kill him with that. There we go. Also crowd control some enemies. That was Urius. Pretty nice boss fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not a bad one.
Grab some additional loot. Go to Duke and then I can move on. So I got the final part of Rose. This was actually a good gold split as well.
Nice.
Negative 20 seconds. Sure.
Oh yeah.
I'll take it. So I got the final piece of Rose, and now in this cutscene that I skipped, Ethan yelled at the television again, and the television said or showed Heisenberg, and he is making an offer to Ethan, which he hopes he cannot decline, but we will find out shortly what happens. So right now Ethan is on the way to Heisenberg, talk with him, and in this part the player can explore the whole village without any big issues, so to speak, just because I can roam around freely without having Lycans on my next to me or attacking me. But there are 2 goats who can actually attack you in just a second. I'll show you. So this goat and this goat, they are pretty violent and can hit me like that once,
Oof.
sometimes twice. And the first hit never drains any HP, but the second and third one can actually kill you, so that's why I was wondering if they will attack me. Right, so I will insert those flasks into this chalice, and this will start this reanimation process for Rose. I will put this giant chalice into my backpack and just run to the reanimation area, and afterwards I will go to Heisenberg's factory. Right over in this area, the 4 original house lords are displayed, but this was many years ago. And as you can see in just a second, this chalice has a symbol which you may or may not have seen somewhere else. Just show you. There you go. So there's an umbrella symbol or logo, and the reason is that one of the founding fathers, so not Wesker, but Spencer, was also here and was talking a lot with Mother Miranda about her approach to utilize this Mega Mycete. He wanted to weaponize it. She just wants it to reanimate her daughter, who died during the Spanish, back in the early 1900s. Eventually Spencer just said no, she's just too extreme for him, and he has different visions, so he also left, but he has helped her to reach some goals. So in the background you have heard that Heisenberg is talking with Ethan. I'm honestly surprised that Ethan is not yelling back, because he has been screaming at televisions. Why not just screaming at the area? Right, so about Heisenberg's background, I think you did an excessive research on it as well.
Yeah. So Heisenberg, well, he was actually kidnapped by Mother Miranda and forced into being subjected to the parasite. And she was attempting to use it to brainwash him into becoming her servant, but it only had a limited amount of success. And he still has a grudge against Miranda because of her own selfish desire to revive her daughter at the expense of the villagers. And he was more on the side of the villagers, actually. And he was angry with how she saw his family as nothing more than experiments. And because of that, he was basically trying to plan a rebellion to get his freedom back, and with his like mechanical skills was building an army of like cyberguised reanimated corpses, and was also hoping to use Rose's powers basically to defeat Miranda, which is what he's going to end up trying to persuade Ethan to join him if Ethan wants to.
Ethan in the cutscene basically declined the offer kindly, and Heisenberg isn't amused by it and threw Ethan the basement again. And right now I have to flee from the factory and try to save Rose with a reanimation. And right, so this is also a giant escape room basically, but I have guns and there are some enemies. But it is very similar to House Beneviento, meaning that I have to unlock certain areas of the map to unlock more areas, and then I can eventually just flee this whole area. But as you have seen, there are some enemies here and there. Well, I will need to take care of. And so one of the abilities from Heisenberg, I think you have mentioned it, is also controlling metal. This is also the reason why he is this close to the hills, because he has access to metal.
Did he do this too?
I think this is the reason, at least, why he is close to the mountains. But anyway, so I'm just dodging. Pardon me?
Oh, it makes sense.
So basically, I'm just running around getting some items. I'm basically getting the molds for some items. I will put them in this melting pot to craft keys or items, so that I can unlock new areas. And I'm running around this corner to de-aggro the enemies inside this room. And then this giant mecha drill zombie is sleeping again. Put this relief right over here, and I can just run away. This area is pretty scary just because there are giant traps like that, and they can almost one-shot me. Having additional monsters here running around makes it a lot more difficult to maneuver. So I will take a little bit of more time to just be safe to not die. If I die, then another part later on will be a lot more difficult because I have to shoot. Hold on a second. I died, of course. I should have said it after this area, maybe. But anyway, so by dying, the one lockpick that I've used earlier has despawned basically, and I will have to utilize a flashbang to dodge some attacks of a monster, or this mecha drill zombie, whatever. Okay, it's still fine though. I have a lot of spare resources, so I can invest some flashbangs. I'm just picking up some additional items to craft, to use for crafting later. This door, and I have a good amount of explosives that I will use later on. Next mold is ready, and I will utilize it at the melting pot again. And to dodge those attacks from those drill zombies, you just have to duck and then go to either left or right. Otherwise, if you just run straight line, then they will hit you always. Or they will always hit you and stagger you. There we go. Crafted this item to insert right here. Activate the power, and now I can basically escape the factory, but I just have to visit some key points or areas to be able to do so. Swapping my grenade launchers really quick. Open this door a little bit quicker, and then I will also swap my FPS from 120 to 30 right about here. There we go. To jump, to run over the hitbox of a staggered zombie, and then I will not shoot this railing, but will run a little bit closer to the door and then shoot it. Resetting the checkpoint so that the mecha zombie behind me is despawned and respawning again, giving me a little bit of extra time to also loot this. More crystals, pick up for later. Items. Now I'm swapping the flashbangs for this section, where I also have, not necessarily have to, but it makes it a little bit easier to squeeze by them and reach this door a lot easier. This, and behind me there's Storm, who is going to be the next mini boss of the game. He's taking care of the zombies behind me while I'm picking up those items. I have to later check if I have a good amount of healing potions and how many flashbangs I have.
Got a long
I
way
have
to go.
5. Okay, so I will need one more for one enemy, maybe 2, just to keep it correct. Okay, more handgun ammo. Sure, I don't really need it. I shoot it away shortly. Right, and what Ignis said earlier about Heisenberg, he was telling basically the story again from his point of view.
I don't give a shit about your family drama.
But Ethan doesn't really care about everything.
He's got a one-track mind. Find his daughter. That's it. Or I guess bring her back.
Yeah, both kind of.
He found
Like-
her already, technically.
Yeah, even multiple times.
Yeah.
Right. Now I'm just dodging some... Okay, this is not really good. Okay. Awesome. I couldn't look up, I couldn't look straight up, so I was improvising a little bit by shooting the red light to deactivate the turbine right over here, that I can climb up this ladder to escape this section. Flashbang them, and now I can escape. Alright, so there's this section over here, which is, I'm just basically mid-air, and then I will just shoot a giant red light to stop this turbine to work. It's just not clear if it's faster to shoot it instantly or wait until I am basically in front of it. So that's why I'm just shooting it whenever I'm very close to it. Also, contrary to Resident Evil 5, Ethan doesn't really need sunglasses to be protected by the flashbang. Yeah, this is a good side note, by the way, thank you.
He's also got the plot armor of not getting hit by the fan that broke.
Exactly, yes, exactly. So, yeah, he just has everything. The writer did a really good job protecting him. I mean, he lost some fingers here and there in the intro, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter because he doesn't need them necessarily, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. Crafting additional flashbangs right now. Now I'm just waiting until the elevator ride is over.
Don't worry. I'll stop it. I'll use
Hold on, my game. Hello? There we go. There we go, I just picked up the final mold for the key to escape this area, which will be used right over there.
I'd like to see
First I have to go down again and then mold it or craft it, and then I can leave. More sniper ammo, which will be very, very nice for a later boss fight. I don't really need the amount of pistol ammo that I have right now. I'll just shoot the majority of it away to free up some inventory space. And also wake up you. Of course. There we go. So the next part is going to be very interesting just because the one lockpick has disappeared. Maybe it reappeared, I have no idea. It is inconsistent, at least for me. Let's just find out. So the first thing, I have swapped my flashbangs to explosive rounds. I'm stunning those two guys. Then I will stagger another girl zombie. Over there. Swap my grenades to flashbangs again. Right here I will just dodge this attack by going to the left. Dodging another attack, and right now the moment of truth, if the lockpick has disappeared or not. In this case, yes, it has disappeared, but it's not an issue because I have some flashbangs ready up. This was the ammo that I really needed. Flashbang this guy. This item, flashbang those guys, and I have to swap my FPS to ready to squeeze by them a little bit easier. That. And then this will also make it a little bit easier to squeeze by some other enemies, which will be displayed in just a second. There you go. Full duck. No idea what he was doing, but sure. Dodging those attacks, and also flashbang this one. And squeeze by him. There you go. And then I can swap back to 120 and finish this entire section. Awesome. I just waste all the other ammo, and I will sell the pistol as well as the shotgun and some other items that I have looted to the Duke to upgrade my Magnum to fight the next mini-boss fight, who is going to be Storm. And also a reference to a very old horror movie villain. There you go.
Lordmau5. I suppose it's what they call the beauty of the grotesque.
I also upgraded my Magnum like that with the extended mag, giving me more ammo for a full magazine. And right now, ready for the boss fight. So the boss fight is very straightforward. I just flashbang him and then just shoot a hiss back until he is basically dead with the Magnum. This. Okay, this is not very normal how he's behaving. I have to improvise a little bit. I'm wondering, like, what was normal during this speedrun, because he's just... He got de-aggroed a lot sooner. I have to dodge this, and then I can kill him. There you go. Sniper ammo, and I will also pick up treasure that he will drop, and that's going to be it. I've never seen him turn around this fast and also open or break through this many walls. But hey, it worked. So right now I just...
On an adventure.
Yeah, exactly. On a small adventure, yes.
Yeah.
For the content, of course, of course.
Yeah, of course,
Um,
of course.
So next up, I will talk to Heisenberg again, but he doesn't want to talk with me really much. So he will transform himself in a Decepticon-esque version of himself and then attack me.
Again?
Right, so I will bless the tank that Chris has kindly crafted for me, and I will shoot behind me to launch myself into the elevator right over here, and then I will stand over here, wait until the elevator is at the top. Also, I will lower the audio a little bit, just because it is incredibly loud to fight him. I think this is fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. This will
Machine
be
guns
very
and
loud.
chainsaws?
Pardon me?
I said loud with machine guns and chainsaws? Nah.
Nah, very Resident Evil-esque. So I'm
Real.
inside this mini tank, and I will fight a giant Decepticon Heisenberg. My shot just... Okay, sure, so my shot just disappeared, apparently, and didn't open this double door. So I have to wait until the grenade is reloaded, and then I can open it. There we go, second try. And onto this boss fight. So I am inside this mini tank, of course, and I will shoot Heisenberg, or Heisenberg's weak spots from right to left.
And right here, Alex is just trying to get him down to, I believe it's 9,000 health about to trigger the second phase. Focusing on shooting the weak spots as he gets yeeted back.
I just have to make sure that I'm not too far away so that he doesn't perform some special attacks or animations, making the boss fight longer than it needs to. That's why I'm also getting a little bit closer to him so that I can also hit his weak spots a little bit easier. There we go. His weak spots just spawned in a little bit later, but sure, that's fine. Okay, he can apparently do this animation without being far away. Okay. So I'm, like I said, shooting his weak spots from right to left, and wait until they are loaded in, which is apparently a problem for him today. I just have to do it a couple of times more, and that's going to fit this boss fight. And while we're doing this, Chris is inside this factory and also placing down a lot of bombs to take care of this factory so that he doesn't have an army, basically. And there's also a reference to Chris, which will be shown in just a little bit. Right, so he's at 9k HP. I can just drive into the middle, wait for him to do his animation where he transforms his phases a little bit, then I can move on with the boss fight. There we go. Also in the background, Chris will destroy the factory in just a second. Right, so boulder punching asshole is also the direct reference to Resident Evil 5, where whenever he punched a boulder to the volcano. And right now I'm just standing right over here and just spamming my shotgun onto his weak spot, stunning him or chain stunning him, making him not able to hit me at all. And I have a very good amount of shotgun shells so that I have everything that I need. There we go. I just picked up some additional loot to sell a little bit later, and also more sniper ammo, which is very, very helpful. We got everything. There we go. So, earlier I was talking about Ethan having a lot of plot armor. The amount of plot armor that he actually has will be shown in roughly 10 minutes. Whenever I will, or rather 8 minutes-ish, whenever it's shown how much Ethan can actually survive. First we're destroying Heisenberg, or his Decepticon form. Then we can move on. It's a little bit dramatic right now.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, so Chris calls us and tells me basically that he will just try to take care of the laboratory. And meanwhile, after this phone call, Mia appears in front of us, but it's actually not Mia but Mother Miranda, who is actually a shapeshifter, and has in this animation she also has ripped Ethan's heart out and has basically killed him. More on that later. Right now we are controlling Chris. I will increase the volume again a little bit. Right now we're controlling Chris with a lot more HP. And now we're trying to find the laboratory of Mother Miranda and trying to get rid of it. There is a very subtle hint to where it might be. Right over there, maybe. And we are now on the way to it. This like him to stagger him. Throw one grenade over here to stagger more. And another grenade over here. It didn't affect the second Lycan, and he also grabbed. I mean, sure, okay. Anyways. Doesn't hurt that much. And pause buffering right here to be less affected by the earthquake that was going on. Also swap this. So this mutamycete, this is basically the origin of the viruses that were shown in Resident Evil 7 and 8. And also, this is also the cause why there are this many infected people or mutated people. Okay, so I was just focusing if a certain voice line was played or not. But in this section I will swap my FPS from 120 to 30 again to squeeze by enemies a lot easier. Throw a flashbang over here. Throw a grenade right here. And another one. Another flashbang. There you go. Popping the FPS back, and now I will try to lower the defenses of the lab by shooting something like a Predator missile onto it. I'm marking this spot where to shoot this laser pointer, and then I will just grab some items, survive until the launcher is reloaded. So there will be a couple of Lycans on the way to me, and I have to take care of them, of course. And I have to watch out which ones I kill, actually, because some of them will spawn additional enemies and some of them won't. So right here, this archer over there will spawn always additional enemies, making it a lot more difficult. and that's why I'm hiding from him a little bit, while also shooting the missile like that. Next I will stand right over here, wait until 3 of those super lichens spawn in, throw a grenade to stagger them, and then I can run back to this spot to grab some items, while also waiting for the timer to run out, to reshoot this missile. Throw a grenade up here, flash everybody, and then I can shoot the missile again. Okay, so the next boss fight is going to be Yuria's brother, Yuria Straya, who is the bodyguard basically of this lab. And this boss fight is somewhat random. There is a fixed attack pattern that I will have to take care of, and then everything else will be random. This is not good because Chris threw a grenade and then the other grenade exploded in my hand, basically staggering me, making the boss fight a lot more difficult. So that's why I'm restarting it, just for safety reasons, for AI consistency reasons. This is somewhat Chris' fault, just because he sometimes doesn't really throw the grenade, but does a baby throw, so to speak. This time it worked out.
We're just a little sore after punching a boulder earlier, that's all.
Right? This is not really good, but I will just keep him going.
You got this. Alex said all these attack patterns have now basically just become randomized. He's just trying to shoot him in the back as much as possible.
Also, I just turned down the volume because he's way louder than he is supposed to be. So yeah. It's fine. Missile onto him, and then I can shoot his exposed back, which is also the weak spot again. Nice. Okay, so I will shoot another missile, and ideally this and some extra max will kill him.
Nice.
Which is almost the case. Okay, yeah, I'm 1 HP, this is not.
Oof.
Oh, he's dead though. Nice, okay. So, just because of one attack pattern being different, the whole boss fight changed entirely, so this is why it's also somewhat random. It doesn't happen that often, but when it happens, it is also one major run killer, and especially having this speedrun, or a run killer this far into the speedrun, it is sometimes a little bit difficult to recover from this time loss, and like I said before, it's usually a run killer, or a reset. So this is the Megamycete that we've been talking about, and he is going to the laboratory to place down a marker for a nuke. While he's being in the laboratory, he will also find Mia and will escape with her. And so they were just arguing that he should have told Ethan the grand plan, because nobody has said Ethan anything about it. But it's okay, because Mia is saved, and right now the amount of plot armor that Ethan has will be revealed. Right now I'm in the afterlife, so to speak, of Ethan, where the final boss of Resident Evil 7 will talk with him and explain the whole plan or the whole procedure of what actually happened. So in Resident Evil 7 he got killed the moment he entered the building in the Baker's family, and he got infected by Evelyn, the main boss, instantly, and then this is how he survived. This is also the reason why he can use those healing potions around everywhere to attach his limbs back, but Ethan didn't think of it, as usual. So right now, this whole thing was explained to him, and he doesn't have a heart anymore, but this is okay because he can live without one. And right now we are on the way to talk with Mother Miranda about the child custody. And I will sell the shotgun and also Magnum right over here to upgrade my sniper rifle. Besides the reloading speed for other reasons, because I can always cancel it a lot faster than letting it reload. I will buy mines and bombs, which is going to be an important part, and I don't have enough money. Let me just check if I can sell something. In the worst case, I will just restart a different checkpoint. In this case, I need to restart the checkpoint, I believe, or a different... Let me just check how much ammo I have, and then I can tell if I have to restart another save state or not. Yes, I have to in this case, just because I don't have enough sniper ammo. This is okay. This is why I have this save state over here, where I have enough sniper ammo and also not shotgun shells, but mines, bombs, everything that I really need. And now I'm moving to the final boss. So I will increase the volume again. Second. There we go. Okay, so another additional ghouls will spawn in, but I can just ignore them by just jogging past them. And it was intentional to for Ethan to be this slow, just because he is he wasn't really feeling his legs, but now he has. And this is going to be Mother Miranda's boss fight. So right now, right here, she is resurrecting Rose, as a matter of fact, and she tries to utilize her to resurrect also her daughter. And Chris will shoot her in the head, distracting her from Rose. Rose will be saved. And right now, Mother Miranda is a little bit pissed about it, or upset. Attack patterns are usually not that random. I have no clue why this is happening. Set a pause buffer a little bit so that I get control over Ethan a little bit faster. I'm also shooting her wonderful black dress so that the damage is somewhat consistent. Whenever I hit her wings, I can only do 100 damage instead of 470. Right, so this was for first stage. Loading this and that, and now I'm shooting her more. I have to pay attention on the amount of damage that I'm doing. Oh, no, hold on.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time we let rest.
The hell I will.
Die. If I combine Rose with a Alexmeister, my daughter will be made mad.
There we go. This was also the one cycle on Mother Miranda, skipping another phase of her. And the timer will actually be over in just a moment, or the timer will stop in just a moment, rather. Right now I'm just shooting Mother Miranda a few more times. I hope that she doesn't do anything weird. There you go. This was Mother Miranda's boss fight, and also with that the timer ends. This was Resident Evil 8 on Village of Shadows difficulty. So Mother Miranda gets killed. Ethan takes care of Rose, gives Rose to Chris so that he can escape, and yoinks the nuke launcher from Chris to launch the nuke himself. And with that he basically sacrifices himself. Everybody leaves, and yeah, this was it. There's also an after credit scene with Rose. But yeah, this was Resident Evil 8. Also, at this point, thank you very much for having both of us displaying or demonstrating Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 8. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for running. And with that, we would end the marathon. So we're going back to the final intermission, and then I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you very much for running.
Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye, you guys.